everyone, and welcome back to a show that we have last done like 2 years ago. Everyone forgot that this is a thing, but every now and then, around the Christmas season, we do a quiz show. And this time around, 2 years later, we have a new guest, TBSkyen on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, here, because I am from the Czech Republic, the glorious country in the middle of Europe, even though everyone thinks it's a Russian country. No. Here we have a quiz show where every time there is a new guest, they always ask them where they are from, who they are, and what are their hobbies. So I would like to ask you, where you're from, what are your hobbies, and who are you?
We'll do who am I in the last. I'm from Denmark, which is a tiny little bit of land that sticks out of the top of Germany and kind of hangs out next to Sweden and Norway. And most people don't know where it is, and they can't recognize our accent. But we are one of the happiest countries in the world, apparently. So that's nice.
I know your pain. As I said, everyone thinks that I am Russian, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't know much about European geography, do they? So that's where I'm from. And in terms of my hobbies, it's talking a hell of a lot into a microphone while recording videos about things. That's pretty much the only goddamn thing I do these days. So I guess that qualifies as my hobby. But I also keep rats as pets, and they're adorable. So rats that's also a hobby.
Okay. I was thinking if that was like that was a hint or if that meant something else. You do actually have rats as pets.
Yes, adorable little fuzzy rats.
Okay. Well, that's enough about the introduction. So, today, normally when I have a guest on this show, I do kinda organize the questions so that they are somewhat easy for them to at least guess. This time around, because you are pretty much the first person on the show who actually knows the lore pretty well, I decided to go all in. So,
oh god, oh no.
This is legitimately the hardest version of this show that I put together so far. So, I guess there are no helps. You know, what do you call those? You know, lifelines, nothing like that. You don't
can't call a friend.
No, you don't have friends anyway, so that's fine. So, let's just jump into the first question right away. So, question number 1. Which one of these Shuriman cities does not have a sun disk? Is it the capital city? Is it Nermazeth? Is it Nashrame or Belzoon?
Oh boy. Oh god. Place names. Well, I figure if I remember right, Belzoon is way up north. I think near Piltover and Son. So maybe that's out of the desert. Maybe they don't have a sun. I'm gonna go with Belzoon because that's the only one that pops in my head as maybe being far away enough from the center of the Empire to not have a sun disk.
Is that your final answer?
It's gonna have to be, yeah, because I don't remember where the hell Nashrame is.
So, obviously the capital city does have a sun disk.
Yeah.
Nermazeth is the city where it is theorized where Zerath is right now. It's the ruins where the first Ascended were created, therefore there obviously is a sun disk. Nashrame is where Nasus's library is. It is up in the north. And there is also a sun disk, which means that yes, Belzoon is the only place that does not have a sun disk.
Nice! Okay, right. Off to a good start.
Off to a good start, so let's just go right away to question number 2. Which is, which one of these places cannot be found in Demacia? Is it Uvendale? Is it Fosborough? Is it Renwall or Travail? I'm gonna say, by the way, that when I was putting these questions together, it's never totally a blind question where you would have no idea what's happening. There's always a little bit of a hint in these questions.
Yeah, because I remember Fosborough is where Lux and Garen was it Nocturne that they had a little fight with there? So that's presumably within the borders of Demacia. And Renwall sounds an awful lot like something that might be in there, but it also sounds like something that could be Noxus. And I remember Travail is somewhere like it's close to the border with Noxus, I think, or it's somewhere like out of the way, but I think it's still Demacia. So it's either Uvendale or Renwall. Oh, God damn it. Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'm gonna go see Renwall.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, because I can't remember where the hell Uwendale is.
So, Uwendale is where Poppy had her adventure, and it is also the birthplace of Gwyn. Therefore, it is in Demacia.
Oh.
Fosbarrow, yes, it is the place where Lux's uncle did fight with the demon known as Nocturne now. Vrenwall is where Jarvan fought the dragons with Shyvana. Therefore, Travail is the place that is not in Demacia, because it is the birthplace of Riven. And yes, it is close to Demacia, but it is south, and it is now in an area that is occupied by Noxus.
Darn it!
It is the birthplace of Riven.
I knew I remembered something about it.
That was, by the way, that was my point, that I specifically picked places that you would probably recognize. That's usually the hint in these questions. Alright, so, on to question number 3. In which city was Rast stored before Kain acquired him? Is it Vindor? Is it Basilish? Is it the Immortal Bastion? Or is it Drakengate? And by the way, no, not all questions are gonna be cities and places on the map. Okay?
Alright, okay. Because I remember that I remember that Kain has a story where he goes past some Noxtora and he does a thing, and I think that's where he finds the weapon. Oh god, I don't remember Rost's lore very well at all. But I do believe he finds Rost, like the scythe is guarded in Noxus? Ooh. Because it's not going to be in the Immortal Bastion. Like, there's no way it's in the Immortal Bastion, because that's the... But... And I don't remember Drakengate. Is it... The only name on that list I recognize other than the Immortal Bastion is Basilish. So I'm going to go with that. just on recognition alone.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
So, you are right that the Immortal Bastion, even though it has like a bazillion artifacts and secrets of magic, there is no Rast in there. Drakengate, I don't even remember from any of the stories. I know that it was mentioned somewhere. I'm not sure where. Basilish is the birthplace of Darius and Draven.
Oh, right, damn it.
And it is not where Rast was, because Rast was in Vindor.
Ah, Windor.
And just as a nice little detail, Vindor is where Noxians breed horses that are specifically made to traverse deserts. A little lore hint there, or not hint, rather a fan fact. Alright, so...
Interesting.
Now, you are 1 out of 3 questions, I believe now. Which is totally fine. These questions are supposed to be ridiculously hard. So now...
Let's see how I do on number 4.
On to question number 4. Which region did Thalia never visit? Is it Ishtal, Ionia, Freljord, or Noxus?
Well, now. See, that's interesting because Thalia was released, and like most of the lore we have of her takes place before they revealed Ishtal as a region onto itself. But that's not to say she couldn't have traveled through Ishtal. It's like she is from, like, Shurima, so she could have traveled through Ishtal at some point, but they are a hidden region. Like, the whole thing about them is that they're hidden away, and they use magic to keep everybody out, and the first people to come in contact with them forever is, like, the Piltovarians, because they show up with tractors and stuff. And I know she's been to the... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Ishtal, just because that seems reasonable to assume that she didn't go through the magic gates of the magic region.
Alright, is that your final answer?
Yes.
And you would be correct, because Thalia started in Shurima. From Shurima, her parents sent her to Noxus, which is, directly up north. Then from Noxus, she was taken to Ionia. From Ionia, Yasuo told her to go to Freljord, because there she could surf down the ice and get down back to Shurima. So, she just perfectly went around Ishtal, and she never visited that place. So, you are correct.
Yeah. It's funny that he sent her to the Freljord to get to Shurima. It's the opposite side of the map. And I guess at that point, probably they didn't have the map worked out yet.
Exactly. That story was released before the story, so I'm not sure if they knew what they were doing when they were writing that story.
Probably not.
So far, 50% success rate. So let's now go on to question number 5. Which one of these animals does not belong to Mount Dargo? Is it Urbok? Is it Bolor? Is it Tamu? Or is it Dormun? These might be random names, but as always, there is a little hint in there.
Let's see. Those you will have gotten those names from the map on Universe, from the concept
That would be correct.
art. And the problem is when I look at concept art, I don't care what it says in all the letters and writing.
That's
I'm just
all
looking
I
at
look
the
at.
pretty pictures.
That's all I care about.
So I say, oh god, what the hell are the names of those things? I think the Urbok is like a thing on Targa.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I remember seeing that name somewhere. But as for the rest of them, oh god, I'm gonna say like Dorman sounds vaguely Noxian. It's Dorm to some, or maybe Ionian. I don't know, but it's the only one that sounds like it might not be from Targon. Vaguely. It's that or the Bolor, I guess, because Bolor also sounds. I guess Bolor sounds like something Noxians would ride into battle, but. Another eeny meeny miny mo. Eeny meeny miny mo. Grab a tiger by its toe. D. Dorman.
Is it your final answer?
Yes, it's a guess.
And you would be correct, because...
Oh shit, really?
I knew you would remember this name from somewhere, because the Dormoon, because you looked at the concept art. The Dormoon are these giant weird elephants in Shurima, and the Dormoon riders are like those weird kind of guys that look like the wooden weapons and such to hunt things. I knew...
Yeah, it's the one that Rise was riding on in the
Yes.
in his animated short, yeah.
Yes, and yes. So I knew you would recognize the Dormoon riders and something like that around there. So yes, you listened to your instincts and therefore you are correct.
Sheer luck, that one.
I call that instinct. So let's now move on to question number 6. So, which champion is not using their birth name? Is it Vayne? Is it Zerath? Is it Victor? Or is it Master Yi?
Oh, I think I know this one. I think it's Serath because he was born a slave, and I don't think he had a name. I think he didn't have a name, but he got a new, like Asir gave him a different name or something as part of his service. I think it's Serath. I think it's B. I'm pretty sure.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
So, Master Yi was always Yi, even though
Yeah.
Master is the title, not the name.
And Victor was always Victor.
Was always Victor. Vayne was always Shauna Vayne. So yes, Zerath was born without a name, and he pretty much for the entirety of his life, he's using a slave name. So yes, Zerath is the correct answer.
Nice. That one I remembered because I remember that particular. I really like the Serath and Asir lore update. I think it's really good.
They're in a really good place right now, especially with Pantheon hinting at that like Zerath is now traveling in Shurima trying to figure out how to make more Ascended. So we are now, how many? 4 out of 6, which is pretty good. So now let's move on to question number 7. Which of these champions never had a mentor or a master? Is it Camille, Talon, Urgot, or Pike?
Well, now when you say a mentor or master, like, would a captain count as like a mentor or master? Because Pike has definitely had some captains.
No, it's not really a person that would like teach you anything.
No, okay, because I know Talon definitely had, because he's tied into the whole Dukuto and the Noxian assassination, blah blah, all of that. Urgot definitely also had a master because his whole thing is rebelling against Swain and Noxus and visions of strength and all that. Camille, I imagine, must have had some kind of a master because she's part of an ancient noble house. And she's like this whole lineage of, keeping Piltover clean of the filth from Son and yada yada. So Pike would be my best guess because he was like just a fisherman who got betrayed and eaten by a fish. and turned into a hell ghost from the sea that kills people. So I'd say Pike, D.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You would be correct! Indeed, Pike is the only one who never had a master or a mentor because he wanted a lot of money, and he noticed that a lot of the monster hunters in Bilgewater got a lot of money from hunting monsters. And so he was like, you know what, I can do that too. So no one ever taught him anything, he did everything by himself, and he was like, you know what, let's just hunt some monsters. So yes, you are correct, it is Pike.
Nice. Doing well.
Now, let's go on to question number 8. Which of these champions didn't grow up with both of their parents? Which means with their mother and father.
Oh boy.
Is it
okay.
Echo, Master Yi, Akali, or Yasuo?
Now, I know Echo's parents are still alive because he has a beautiful short story about it, like specifically about his relationship to his parents, and like it was something about his birthday when he's kind of freezing time and going back and experiencing a beautiful moment over and over again because he never wants to let it go. So like Echo definitely had both of his parents. Akali, I remember stuff about Akali's mother. Like I definitely remember that from the lore, that there's a whole thing about her mother who was the previous something in the trifecta of the Twilight Order thing. She was the previous one to occupy her position in the Kinku Order. And then she died, but she grew up with her, so I'm gonna assume her dad was around as well, since that must have been before the invasion of Ionia. So that leaves Master Yi and Yasuo. And I know Yasuo has a brother. I don't know about his parents, though. I can't remember. And like Master Yi was raised in the Wuju village place, so probably his parents weren't dead. Because again, before the Noxian invasion, things were kind of pretty peaceful in Ionia. Oh, god damn it. I mean, my best guess is Yasuo on D, although it's probably Master Yi, but I'm gonna go with Yasuo.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You would be correct! So,
oh shit!
Echo did indeed have both parents. Master Yi, in the short story that he got later, he came back to the Wuju village, clear all the shenanigans there, and in one of the parts there, he did kneel before the graves of his parents. So indeed,
yeah, I remember that bit. I just couldn't
both of his parents were there.
Ah.
Akali, I thought you were going for Akali there, because Akali, interestingly enough, she had two parents in her story. One of them was her mother, and the otherless was never referred to with a gender. So the theory is that it is actually two lesbians, out of which one of them would be the father, right? But when it comes to the biological
mothers,
father,
but
But yes, Yasuo indeed. The story does say specifically that he grew up with his mother, but the father was a random person who just created Yasuo wink and ran away.
Right, that was the whole thing about, like, because Yasuo is kind of carrying on the whole wandering like the wind, being a wanderer, not...
So, in theory, Yasuo's father is somewhere in the world still alive.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well,
I wonder if they're going to do anything with that.
Right now, you are 8 out of 6, which is pretty... Sorry, 6 out of 8, which is pretty good, actually. So now, let's move on to question number 9. Where is the rare flower in Vladimir's garden from? Because we all know that Vladimir has a garden with awesome flowers there. Now, where is the rarest of these flowers from? Is it from Freljord, Buhuru, Ishtal, or the Shadow Isles?
Oh, now, see, that story is kind of recent, so I should really remember this.
I remember you did a video on that.
Yeah, exactly. Because what I remember of it is that it was this flower with the special property of the yada yada. And I can't remember if it was connected to... Because something in my brain is saying that Buhuru is the place where Syra made herself known and killed 2 people by growing them into plants, but I may be remembering that wrong. I feel like that was something about the markets of Buhuru. But I think, because my memory is saying that there was something about the flower in Vladimir's garden. There's something special about it, and it's something about only blooming at night or something along those lines, and that tells me Shadow Isles. I know it's probably not from... But it would be a very special flower if it was from the Freljord, where everything's frozen, so, god damn it. I'm gonna have to guess on this one again. It's not gonna be Ishtal, because again, Unless, of course, they were teasing Ishtal, because that story was from before Kiana and Ishtal, I think. Oh, goddammit. I'm completely... Shit. Okay. Let me think. I'm gonna go Shadow Isles just because he's more associated with the Shadow Isles. So D on this one.
Is that your final answer?
It's gonna have to be, because otherwise I'm just gonna talk in circles all day.
So, you're right that Freljord is not the right answer, because I don't even know if there is like a specific flower with a special property from Freljord that we know of. The Buhuru are the isles where the followers of the Nagake Boros are.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is also not the right answer. Ishtal is where Zyra is, but Zyra's flower is not the one that Vladimir has because it is the Night Bloom from the Shadow Isles. It is the special flower that Maokai, when all the ruination happened, Maokai was just standing there in the middle of all the ghosts and he was trying to protect the flower, and one of these flowers that are now almost extinct, and some of them are on the Shadow Isles, one of them is in Vladimir's garden.
Yeah, that makes sense, because he's much more connected to the Shadow Isles.
Yes. So now, with only 2 mistakes, let's move on to the final question. Question number 10. Which one of these champions never spoke a line in any of the stories on Universe? Is it Nocturne, Singed, Olaf, or Tryndamere?
Now, when you say spoke a line, I know Singed with the Warwick update, he has the journal that he does. So is it just like, is it at any point that their speech is recorded, or is it any point where they actually say a line in a story?
No, when it is recorded, when it is quoted. That
okay, because then Singed definitely did. And Tryndamere, who? Wait a minute, he must have, surely. Yeah, I think in... Because Olaf definitely does. He Again, no, wait. Am I confusing Olaf with Brand on this one? Oh, boy. Because I'm reasonably sure Nocturne says something in the Demacia story with Garen, and like, he's got something during the Fossbarrow incident. And I know Singe definitely has a record, but Tryndamere, I think with all the Freljord lore update, I think I remember... But am I remembering his old lore is the problem? Oh, goddammit. This is going to be another roll of the dice, isn't it? Oh, okay. Olaf, what the hell is his Universe story? Does he even have a color story? I don't think he does at this point. At least not one that's canon. Oh, God. Okay, just let's go with Olaf. Yeah, Olaf. I'm gonna go with Olaf.
Answer then.
Yes.
So, you are right that Nocturne did have quotes, although his quotes are just darkness.
Yeah.
And that's all he ever
As
said.
he does.
You're right that Singed did have his quotes from his notes in the laboratory. When it comes to Olaf, you're right that Olaf doesn't have a short story. But in the story Shadow and Fortune...
Oh, goddammit, right, he shows up there.
He shows up there and he talks to the poor little fisherman there when he tries to kill him. So, the correct answer is Tryndamere, who actually, in any of the stories, even in the stories of Aatrox, where he was mentioned, even in all the stories of Ash, Tryndamere never says a word. In any of the stories.
Darn it.
Now, this means that you actually got 8 right out of 10. Which is a pretty good score, let's be honest, because normally I make the questions...
guesses, like there were definitely some guesses there.
There were hints that would lead you to the right path, but normally when I make these questions, I really do make them easier because I know that some people, don't know a lot about the lore. This time I went all out and you still got 80% of everything right. So, with this awesome score, you win my eternal gratitude for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
And actually, because we can record these videos, you have no idea, but recording a video like this actually takes like a week work of my hands. So you just freed a lot of my time.
Out who doesn't talk in the goddamn universe. That must have taken ages.
That actually took quite a while to actually go through all the text and just look for all the quotes. Anyway, now we are gonna record a second part. And during the second part, we are actually gonna do a review of the entirety of the current lore of League of Legends, which is gonna be amazing, not only for us, but maybe even for some of the writers if they have a look at it. But with that, that's gonna be it for this part of the video. Do you have any final words?
No, remember to like, comment, and subscribe on Necrit's channel, and follow him over on Twitch. And did you know he has merch and all kinds of stuff on his store? You should go and check that out, because he does really nice videos that I like, and I'd like him to be able to keep making them for a long time.
I really do appreciate it. But they should also go and subscribe to your channel. What are you working on your channel right now?
Currently, oh god, I'm trying to get enough content together that my second channel can run over Christmas, that's where I do all my Let's Plays and stuff. And I'm working on like a script about why gamer boycotts rarely work. And I want to do a video following up on Lucian and Thresh after Senna's release, like talking like Lucian, how his character is.
Interesting, actually. I mean, the boycott is what I meant to say. that sounds very interesting. So, guys, you have a good idea of what to expect from us. I guess I didn't really say anything, but yeah, I do all the stuff all the same all the time. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this part. And with the power of editing, we're gonna jump into the second video.
Oh, did he drop out? I think Necrit dropped out there for a second. He said that was gonna happen. He's gonna reconnect in 30 seconds. It's gonna be fine. In the meantime, I'll just wait. Boom, 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 boom. Legends never die. They become a part of you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Relentless you survive. All in eternity. Can you hear them sing? Na, na, na. Legends never die. That's not how that song goes, is it? Nah. Something like that. Every child in Valorant has heard the tale before about the cursed mummy boy who felt his heart no more. So sad and long,